Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 5 Tips and Tricks for Careers in Athletics. I am your host, Dr. Maury Mathovitz, with my most giggliest, most exciting, most fun codes of all times, who every time we start the podcast starts chuckling, Jen
I'm
Albany.
sorry. Hello. Welcome to the podcast, Dr. Masovitz. No, it was because there was like a pause and you didn't introduce it. And I'm like,
Listen, we'll just fix it in the edit, but
That's
we'll
right.
keep it
Exactly.
we'll keep it entertaining for now.
Oh,
So
I know.
this is a pretty special episode. We're
So
bringing
cool.
in
Yeah.
interns of ours to get. This is our first multi-purpose person episode. So if you're watching on YouTube, you get the Brady Bunch experience that you will see. You see all the heads talking to one another.
Yeah, it's really cool. We're excited. We have Sarah and John who are interns with us on the podcast, and they also do other internships outside of that. And then we have Tim who's interning with a soccer team right now, and then we have Brooke who's interning with the Savannah Bananas, which is so cool. So,
and a longtime intern of mine who started from her freshman year and never left, which was awesome.
Yes. I mean, they've all kind of worked with us for a while, so it's really cool to be able to see where they've gone. And kind of give everybody and the listeners kind of a perspective from students who are really in it right now, in the thick of it, getting those internships, getting the experience and learning kind of where they want their careers to go. So we thought this was kind of cool. So that people can hopefully relate to it a little bit more as people that are kind of their age kind of going through it right now. So
and all of our listeners that are in their careers right now can reminisce about the wonderful process that they went through and hear what the boots on the ground are talking about if you're missing out on it. So with that, Jen, I was making me think, what was that internship experience that you connected you?
See, I went to Lemoyne and they didn't really have sport management. I know we've talked about that. So really I learned everything about the sports industry from my internships. So, and the one that really had the most impact on me was working with our minor league baseball team in town. At the time was the Syracuse Chiefs, but it's now the Mets. And I think, and I've said this before, but working in minor league baseball, really any minor league team, you get to do everything. I mean, I did everything from cold calling for ticket sales, for sponsorship, for event promotions. I worked in the merchandise store. I did inventory. I did guest services. I danced on the dugout and tossed t-shirts. I pulled the tarp in the rain delays. You get your hands in everything. And that was the first one that I did. And that kind of connected me with other people to move on to the other internships that eventually led to my job. So that one was probably the most influential and pivotal one that I did in my career, my early career.
So my situation is strange because I wasn't planning on being in athletics, and clearly probably the thing that affected me the most was being a lacrosse manager. It changed the whole trajectory of my life. So that was kind of the pivotal start of all of it, but I don't really consider that an internship because
you were working. That was
basically it was like trial by fire for anyone my shout out to all my lacrosse guys and my group of guys over there and the coaching staff. That was an experience and has affected me my entire life for the good. But I was thinking about the true internships where I got credit, and I think about I was getting my master's degree as I was doing my GA-ship with the lacrosse program.
Yep.
And at the time I was like, okay, well maybe I'll be involved with academics and be an academic coordinator for athletics. And I was placed in the Career Service Center helping student athletes figure out their transition to careers. And it was so stressful. Of course, Jen's not surprised. It was anxiety ridden for me.
Maury was so nervous.
My supervisor intimidated me. And some reason in my mind, I'm like, if I don't help these people, they're going to go off of college and have no professional life. That's just going to end there.
Their lives were in your hands. Their lives were in your hands.
I'm trying to remember all the stuff I learned from class about like the color of your balloon and all those other different things that they teach you. And I'm helping them write resumes. And and in retrospect, there's many things that I actually still take away from that experience and talk to people about professionally and work with people and talk to young people all the time, or how I deal with our interns and all these different things that I take away from it. But it was as a true internship, that one impacted me probably the most psychologically.
Yeah. no shock there. But again, I think it just proves like any internship you're really learning from, and you can take all of those experiences into your professional career. So regardless of if it wasn't in sports, it doesn't mean that you're, like you said, you're still not using it to this day. So,
and I do also think like it doesn't have to be a true internship to make a huge impact.
Correct. Right.
Like for me, it really wasn't the internship. It was the managing part, like doing the managing, or the fact that I like took on an extra job at working at the Dome and doing labor stuff.
Right.
Like that's not what people traditionally think is interns, but I'm sure what these guys are going to say is like, say yes to everything, go above and beyond. Like those are typical things that you do. And that's the experience I got.
Yeah.
And changed how I looked at everything. So, and I know you did the same thing from working at the Chiefs, and that led to you doing stuff at Syracuse and led to you just going all over. So,
yeah, this is going to be great. So internships are so important, and interns are integral to any really department when any part of sports. So this is,
you need that new blood coming up. We're going to foster the new blood.
That's right. That's right.
Well, we're looking forward to hearing from some of our best after these messages.
Are you a loyal 5 Tips and Tricks podcast listener? If not, now is the time to start. Get all your info and fun content on the podcast by following us on all our social channels at @AthCareerPod. The 5 Tips and Tricks podcast is a part of Athletic Career Consulting. Make sure to reach out to us. The one-stop shop for everything is our website, www.athcareer.com. Remember, follow and like us on @AthCareerPod, rate and review us, and get all your info at www.athcareer.com. Okay, everybody, welcome back. Maury, this is different today.
This is so great because everybody here has worked with us, has experience with us. So you can't beat, and then we all have them all in one, I guess, Zoom room, I guess you would call it.
It's so good to see all of them too. I've missed them all. So
this is over their summer break. It's probably going to be released a little bit later from that. It's going to be a very nice time for everyone to catch up and to hear some words of wisdom from people that are kind of in the thick of it right now.
Which I love. All right, so we're going to start off with Sarah Walker. So the floor is yours, girl.
Hi, I'm Sarah Walker. I'm from Long Island, New York. I'm an incoming senior at Syracuse University studying sport management. This summer, actually, I'm interning with the 5 Tips and Tricks for Careers in Athletics podcast. And I've had like previous experience.
Best bosses ever.
Yes, shout out. And I have previous experience in game day operations and communications as well, and sponsorship and promotion as well. And I think one of my first tips would be to use your resources. So just from your classes and with your professors, use their resources and their connections to your benefit. I know this past spring semester, this past fall semester, actually, I took a sport communications class, and I expressed my interest to my professor in the industry and in communications. And then she reached out to me and told me to email somebody to possibly work with Syracuse Athletic Communications. And then that worked out, and I was able to intern with them this past spring, and I really enjoyed that experience. So just using their connections to your benefit, because everybody just wants to help you and help you progress in the industry.
How did you decide, like you thought, okay, I'm going to try communications because you tried these other things comparatively? Because a lot of people don't think, oh, I got into this, maybe I'm not going to try something else. We always hear people being afraid. So what made you think about reaching out?
Yeah, I think I just really enjoyed the class. Like we would talk about like press conferences and like PR strategies and all that stuff. And I was like, wow, like I'm really interested in this, just like watching as a fan, that I'm like, I would love to like do this as a career. So then I went into it, like into the office. I was really nervous actually my first day, and even in my interview too, but it went like so well, and I really enjoyed what I was doing there.
Awesome.
That's great. Yeah. And do you guys, anybody else have any like stories or experiences with kind of reaching out and getting connected through different resources?
I can kind of share some.
You're gonna go, Brooke.
Okay. I can kind of share something. So I'll get into it, but I'm currently an intern with Fans First Entertainment and the Savannah Bananas. And they that folk kind of used me as kind of that middleman. So they reached out to someone that I'm directly working with, because I kind of created that connection. So they kind of used my network, which was nice because I've been using their network for the past 3 years. So it was kind of nice to see them kind of reciprocate and it go both ways for that. So that was really nice, because then now I know we have a few people from Folk that are going through the interview process for the fall for the Savannah Bananas, which is awesome to see.
Cool. That's cool. Great. That's great.
Awesome.
Tim, what were you going to say?
Yeah. So throughout the spring semester, I feel like you can only be on Teamwork Online so many times until you start to go crazy. So I ended up sending an email over to Aaron Knighton, who's one of our capstone internship coordinators. I kind of said what areas I was interested in, what sports I was interested, and he got back really quickly with my current boss. His name's Ari at Westchester Soccer Club, and said there's a brand new professional soccer team playing in Westchester County, and here's his contact information. And I was able to set up a call with my now current boss for my internship, which it perfectly landed me this summer internship.
That's perfect.
So it tells you, use those resources around you. Don't ignore it. If it's there, take advantage of it.
Yeah, that's a great tip. Great job, Sarah. Great job.
Okay, Tim, you're the next tip giver. Let's go. What do you got?
All right. So I'm Tim Caulfield. I'm from Ridgewood, New Jersey. I am a rising senior sport management student at Syracuse. Currently, I'm an intern for Westchester Soccer Club. I kind of wear a couple different hats as an intern, everything from the sponsorship team to the community outreach team to the game day operations team. So kind of all over the place. It's a brand new professional soccer team in USL League One. We're probably the fastest from signing the papers to be an expansion team to being on the field in around 6 months, which not many teams can say they get to do. Yeah. So it's really been an incredible experience with the team that is this new. It's kind of all hands on deck in the front office. So I've really been able to get some firsthand experience. And I'd say for my tip for those getting into the industry who are just now in the industry, I'd really say make yourself available. Sometimes as college students, you kind of want to take, you're not feeling up to doing something, or you kind of want to just relax. But if someone reaches out to you and says, hey, are you around to help me with this, or, to show up here, it can be really beneficial. Recently, my current boss shot me a text the other day and was asking if I was around on last Friday. And I was like, yeah, what do you need? And it ended up being that myself and 2 other interns got to attend Fanatics Fest in New York City.
Oh, so cool. That's awesome.
Yeah. So we got to meet and connect with so many industry professionals and even professional athletes, which was really incredible. So along with that, there's just been so many other examples throughout my time of interning and volunteering in the sport industry. So I'd really say just make yourself available, and if someone asks for your time, asks for you to help out in a certain area, to always just say yes, even if you're not feeling up to it, because you don't know who you're going to meet, where you're going to end up, or what opportunity you might get to have.
He knows that because we've done that to him. We'd be like, hi, we're like short some people. Can you come work this? Can you come help us with this? And he was always saying yes. So I will say he always said yes.
His tip is actually something he follows himself, which not everyone I think actually does. So I think all of you on this call follows itself, or probably you wouldn't actually be on here helping us. So we appreciate that.
Yeah. We texted you to do this and you're like, yes, absolutely. So that's a great tip. I think that's good too, because like you said, that's a perfect example of like you got to do something really cool out of it. It wasn't like, sometimes we're asking you to get to the quad at 6 a.m. to, put up tents in the rain. Like that was a cool opportunity. So you never know like what the opportunity may be that whether it's your boss or somebody else is giving to you. And that's another thing, it sets you apart, in an industry with so many interns, at our fingertips, the ones that say yes and the ones that show up early, they stay late, they do that extra stuff. Like you're the ones that stand out and you're the ones we remember. So when you need a reference, or when you're, somebody else is looking for, oh, hey, I have this position open, do you have anybody in mind? Those people that say yes and do all of that extra stuff are the ones that come to mind to at least Maury and I, because you're always saying yes and you're always helping out. So that's a really good tip. Really good tip.
Awesome.
So, okay. Does anybody have anything else on that one?
I'd kind of like to add too. It doesn't always have to be when like a boss is reaching out asking for something. I know with me and a couple of my other coworkers, we've really stood out because we'll go the extra mile and the extra step to actually show up early, like unannounced or unasked, stay later, just do the extra work, ask when anyone needs help or if they need help. So don't just like wait there to see if help is needed, but actually push yourself to help the other people around you.
I mean, that's so key. And I think about a lot of the interns that I've had, like when someone shows up before I get there, which is really early, by the way, Brooke knows. Brooke was there very early.
Maury's not the norm.
But I will say there's times there were people there before me, Brooke being one of them at times, that it just stands out that, like they're on it. It really just, it really gets your attention, and someone that just really cares because, it doesn't, you can just follow what you want to do, or you can get in there and go that extra effort. And it also shows that you're passionate about it, which means that like this is really something you want to do. And what a good example of that, of like, say yes, be involved, but make every part of that count. So no, awesome ad.
The asking the question too, if anybody needs any help. I can't tell you how much we appreciate that. Like even in the office, like our capstones in the office or interns in the office, when they say like, hey, does anybody need any extra help with anything like that? To me, not many people say that. So if you do that too, I feel like, again, that's just another added piece that sets you apart from everybody else. So really good stuff. Really good stuff.
Awesome. Okay, Jen, you got the next one. Who's next?
So I think it's Brooke. All right, let's go.
So as Jen said, my name is Brooke Siggett. I'm finishing my senior year with my capstone here in Savannah, Georgia. I'm working with Fans First Entertainment, which oversees the Savannah Bananas, the Party Animals, the Texas Tailgaters, and the Firefighters. So here I'm a stadium operations intern. And in the past, I used to work with Maury very closely. I was a event management intern at Syracuse, and I also worked around the facilities. So I kind of gained some experience for the facilities aspect when I was at Syracuse, and then I kind of transferred it here to the stadium, which was super, super helpful. But the one tip that I always stress to underclassmen and kind of anyone who comes for advice is the importance of getting involved early. So I feel like this is super important. It was super important and crucial for me for my career. I started Q's Crew August of my freshman year, and then in September I started as an intern. And because I got involved so early, it really elevated my experience in the sports world, and it kind of gave me a step ahead of everyone else, which was really beneficial going through as I grew as an intern at Syracuse, and now as I grow as an intern here at Fans First Entertainment. So it's definitely something that I stress. And that doesn't necessarily mean you need to be an intern at the athletic department. That could be getting involved as a club president, getting involved with, I know we have an auction at Syracuse, so getting involved in some kind of club or organization on campus is super important, because that helps you kind of build organizational skills and other skills like that you can take with you in future fields. So I always stress that that's super, super important when getting involved, whether it's in sports or really any field.
No, I remember the day Brooke asked, she's like, would you possibly be taking interns? I was like, well, freshmen don't usually do it, but you're more than welcome to apply. And she did, and she got it. And we miss Brooke when she's not around, but we're very happy that she's at the Savannah Bananas and doing what she's doing. But no, put yourself out there. I mean, that's what I always think of you, Brooke, is that like you were like, and many of you guys, and I think all of you have reached out to us in different forms and ways to get involved. And it wasn't because we like went to you. You came to us and said, hey, I want to be passionate about it. I'm interested, and connected with us and just kept building yourselves. And it's funny, Jen and I were in a meeting not too long ago, and we were having conversations, and the same names come up, and they're like, well, you guys know them because they worked for you. When we're talking with our colleagues over at the college, like at the college we're talking about, or talking with people, and that those are the names that come up over and over again, and also the people that seem to be getting the success and turning it into the next phase of their career and like developing themselves. And so like, what a great tip to say, you know what, it never hurts to start the ground running as soon as you get the opportunity. The worst thing you could do is find out it's not really what you want to do and go and try and pivot and build that more and more into something else. So what an awesome tip.
Yeah, I think I always think about like the senior that comes to us who's like, okay, so I want to get into the sports industry. And I'm like, you've been here for 4 years and we've not even met you yet. Like, you haven't interned in anybody's department. You haven't even reached out to talk to us. So, like, that, not that that's too late, but you're fighting a harder battle when you don't have the experience and the knowledge of what it is. So yeah, that to start early is so great. And it doesn't have to be, I'm sure, at any school you're at, there could be a minor league baseball team in the area, or where you're from there might be minor league hockey, or like I said, minor league baseball, or soccer, or something where you could even go volunteer or shadow just to learn about what working in sports is, because then you understand it, and then you'll decide if you like it or you don't, and you rather do that in an internship than in a job. So starting early is really key. So that's a good one. You guys all agree on that, to start early?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I made the mistake of just going through the motions probably the first 2 years at school, and I'm learning now that it's an uphill battle to catch up to everyone else.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
you started at the lat. You started 2 years after, so it's not, you're not at the end yet.
No.
No, yeah,
Sarah,
I was gonna say the same thing. I kind of started a little late too, because I was
Yeah.
like afraid to put myself out there at first, especially in the sport industry, because everyone's like, go, go, go. But then after that, like after my first experience, I think it was Q Screw. Yeah, it was my first thing. And then I was like, okay, like I can do this. Pretty much.
Yeah, I think
yeah.
Cusco is a good example too. It's a program that actually Jen and I run at Syracuse, and it's like it's a program made for people to get exposure, and like that's what we want out of it. It helps us. It helps us support what we do, but also is like a program for you to like get a taste of it. So like don't be afraid to get out there. Like that's what those programs are for, right? Like it's hopefully not like, we don't want it to be intimidating. We want people
Yeah.
to jump in and have that experience. So it definitely, if you're out there, look for those programs as either at your schools or out there and at all different levels. Pro and colleges are oftentimes trying to get those things going to get people exposure. So
Yes, absolutely.
okay, I think I got John. John, I think you're the wrap up here.
Here we go.
Final one. All right. My name's John Martin. From Long Island, New York. I actually went to high school with Sarah. I'm a recent graduate of SUNY Cortland, and I'm doing 2 internships this summer. First is with this podcast, and
Let's go. Yeah.
let's go. And the second one is with the Batavia Muck Dogs, which is they used to be a minor league baseball team up in upstate New York. Now they're a summer collegiate league. So yeah, my biggest tip I would say is really just the importance of the amount, like, connections in this industry is one of the most important things to have. And just being able to build new connections and realize what important connections are, and impressing those people. So I know right now, I mean, my owner, he used to play professionally hockey, um, the owner of the Muck Dogs. So he knows all these different people. And I came here, I was a little disappointed at first because I realized that what I expected was not what was going on. I thought I was going to be a social media intern. I'm cleaning the away clubhouse after every game.
That is being a social media.
Welcome to sports. Welcome to sports.
Exactly. So it helped me realize a lot. And, it's more important to make the people that have good connections proud and make them know that you're a good worker. And, they talked about it so much in school, the importance of just, you're not going to be doing what you think you're doing, and you're going to be doing all these little things. And it really matters doing those little things, and just being able to do that at the best of your ability and show your supervisors and bosses that you're a hard worker is one of the most important things in sports. And eventually you'll get to a place where you can get the opportunities to do what you wanted to do. But starting off in this industry, it's not what you should be focusing on. You should definitely be building yourself, I guess, a reputation, you could say. and working towards that long-term goal.
Yeah, and it'll come, like you can take advantage of those times where it's like, okay, this is really the thing that I'm really interested in, and I'm going to blow that, like do everything as best as you can, but then enjoy it and blow that out of the water so that there can be like, oh yeah, that guy's really good at that. And that's something that we pick up on, and we pick up on people that are just hard workers. So that's not to say, and the fact that you said like, hey, do everything you can is 100% right. But like you said, like those opportunities come through doing all the hard work and getting that exposure. And the things I never realized in my experience of doing things is like looking back, it was some of those things that I didn't realize that I didn't think were helping my career. Now at the time I realized were really the things that sometimes help the most, that I know how to do something or how it works or what it is. And I can take that and relate it back to something that doesn't have experience. And so, I know Brooke had come into our office sometimes and the gang would come in and say, how do you do this? And I'd be like, oh, blah, 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 blah. And I only did that because I did it 800 times before. And everyone's like, well, how do you know that? Well, it's the longer you do it, the more exposure you get, the more, opportunity. And like you guys starting right now, you're building that foundation, you're creating a base for yourself. And I think that's what's so impressive. And like you all have said in different forms, it's, get your base going, make those connections, keep it, develop a foundation for yourself, because that's what internships are. That's what building relationships are. And you guys are great examples of that. So thank you. And we appreciate you doing these tips too, but I don't want to cut it off. I know we got more to go on.
No, those were all so good. Those were great. All right, but like on every episode, we ask this question. Obviously,
this is like the rapid fire version, though.
So you guys are, just starting out in the industry. So I'll kind of rephrase the question. Instead of like, what do you know now that you wish you knew then? What do you know at this point? That you wish you would have known when you first decided to get into the sports industry? It's like, what did you learn by getting into the sports industry that you didn't think you would learn about? So I guess we'll go back the way we started. So Sarah, you can go first.
Okay, so I think that's a good question. I would say again, like Brooke was talking about, just taking every opportunity. I wish I would have known that from like the first day freshman year. Like take every opportunity given. Like I remember I would get so many emails about Q's crew. I'd be like, oh no, I'll do it another time. I'll do it another time. But if I would have done it, I would have done it. Like, of course, that would have just like putting myself out there would have been like a different trajectory. But now that I've done that and I've did like even small things too. Like I remember I got an email back in like fall semester. It was like, do you want to help the New York State football championships and like help this guy with sponsorship and promotion? And I was like, yeah, I'll do it. And that was again such a great experience. And just putting myself out there, doing the small things that could work to such bigger things. Because then I was like talking to all these like high executive people, and it was just like a crazy experience. So I think just knowing that, putting yourself out there, and it will all work out. And again, there's such great people in the sport industry too, like that I've met. So it won't hurt. Just do it.
Okay, Tim, this is your rapid fire. Go for it.
Yeah. I would say be persistent. And it's a hard industry to break into, and like there's no question about that. And it can be tough when you're applying to internships or looking for opportunities to get in, and you're not hearing back from places or you're getting rejections. But just be persistent and keep pushing to find something that will get you that first entry into it, even if it's not your first choice or first team or first league. Just when it's early on, just breaking in, because you don't know where that'll take you, who you'll meet, and then it can just kind of branch out from there, and you never know where you'll end up, and you could find your best spot working your most favorite for your favorite team, favorite league, and it really all working out. So just being persistent, and then any opportunity that comes, be able to jump on it early.
Okay, awesome. I love that. That's a good. Okay, Brooke, your turn.
One thing that I noticed actually when I was working at Syracuse is the little things that you don't think about, like setting up the flag or turning on the Daktronics board, like little things that make a difference to the game that add up that you don't realize when you're a fan. But now looking back, like when I go to a soccer game or when I go to a football game, I'm like, oh, okay, this took a lot of preparation to set up. And these are the little things that are super, super important to the game actually being able to be played. And I feel like kind of just being able to step back now and kind of look back and be like, okay, so these things are super, super important to how the whole day is going to be able to go.
Sorry, Brooke, we ruined you. Now you can't watch a game without looking at everything.
You can't go back. You can't ever go back to being a fan after you work a game. Like, it's crazy. You sit there and you're like, wow, how'd they get them on the field? And how did they do that? And the music there. And it's like, stop, turn it off.
It's a sickness. It's a sickness.
Can't turn it off.
We apologize.
Yeah. But that's what we picked. It's okay.
Okay, John, this is yours. Go ahead.
All right. I can't stress the importance of adaptability enough. Even in school, you know, with learning different courses and kind of figure out what in sports you want to do, you might not end up doing what you think you want to end up doing, but you could still always apply what you learn into what you end up doing. And especially when you're actually going out there and working, you really never know what could happen in sports. You know, you might have something lined up, someone for a first pitch, let's say, and they end up showing up 15 minutes too late. And the best thing you can do is just learn how to work through it and just roll with the punches. And it really goes a long way. And that would help you learn a lot more than what a lot of classes teach you sometimes.
Awesome.
That's so good. I love that one.
Jen knows those things with some singers that show up a little late or
interns that don't show up. And yeah.
It's all about the pivot.
Yeah. Exactly. Adaptability is key across, you know, whatever area that you want to work in sports, whether it's marketing or facilities or athletic communications or sales or sponsorship. Like, adaptability is key, especially in the ever-changing college athletics world. Yeah. So that's a real good one. Those were all fantastic. So very, very good, guys. This was great.
Everyone, thank you. We have some of our best here, so thank all four of you. This has been a really special episode for Jen and I. We've never had multiple guests at the same time, so we're glad that we got to have you guys do it as our first. And thank you for spending time with us.
Yes.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
This was awesome. You guys are the best. And thank you, everybody, for listening. Make sure you are following us on all of our socials. You're all following us, right? At Ath Career Pod. They're all shaking their head yes. And make sure you listen every Tuesday to new episodes on all your podcast platforms. So, yeah, this was great. Thank you all so much. And thanks, everybody, for listening.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Thank you, guys. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
If you like the 5 Tips and Tricks podcast, make sure to subscribe on your favorite podcast platform. You can rate and review us, including questions that may be answered on future episodes. The 5 Tips and Tricks podcast for careers in athletics is part of Athletic Career Consulting. Check us out at www.athcareer.com. Don't forget to follow and like us on your top social media platforms.